This is the worst day of my life! Damn it!
Well, goddamn! I didn't actually expect Calamity is actually going to be a part of the show. Like, I thought he's going to be like a blink it and you miss it villain. But like, I know that they're actually doing shit with him. Because like, I expected Calamity just like, oh, he died. I didn't expect him to be like an actual like character or at least an actual thing that's going to be a part of the show. But hey, I love that we actually got to learn more about the connection between Rei and Rico, which seems to be that all of our red flags about their relationship being like weirdly toxic and very much, hey, that's an old man befriending a young child type of like, ooh, we should watch out for that kind of thing, seems to be like, oh, no, we were like just really good friends. Which, to be honest, we can all say that, oh yes, like sometimes a victim doesn't know that he's a victim until people explain it to him and people get to actually sit down and tell him, hey dude, you're a victim. But it seems to be like, oh no, they were actually like kind of close and he was like a big brother to Rico. So much like a big brother, when Rico did get his big break, Rico didn't need to be an idol next to him. He was literally the same Rico that he met before. But being an idol means you're probably going to get a crazy ass fan. And at least on one night, a fan tried to stab Rico, probably because some sort of news from the dirt sheets coming up about Rico having a girlfriend, and she tries to stab him. Rei blocked that attack, which that was the incident that gave Rico the mark on his arm, which means that Rei wanted to protect him. Again, these weird mixed signals that this entire relationship gives me. It's like, that's an old man befriending a young boy with no quote-unquote real reason, and like they continue to actually like hang around. I don't know, there is something odd about their relationship, but pretty much after the fact, he also got a terminally ill disease, which like I thought that like, oh, the accident caused the terminally ill disease, but no, those were two completely separate occasions, which if you think about it, yeah, that would make a man go fucking nuts. It's like, I got stabbed by a girl with like, you can see kind of like a pocket knife. That wasn't a big fucking knife, and she made a fucking gash. That girl is kind of scary. But also, I'm getting this terminally ill disease that doesn't have any cure. Yeah, I'll go nuts. Which gives us the reason why he kidnapped Toto, because she had the same disease too, and she was comatose. Which I don't remember ever being explained. Like, I remember Otto said, oh, there was an accident. There is a big difference between there was an accident and, oh, she had a terribly ill disease. Ah, where the fuck that part of the law was not explained, or at least said once? Because like, this is what we know. Accident. Now it's like, oh no, dude, she was ill and Rei kidnapped her, and when he got the Shinkenger ring, he put the ring on and he understand that, oh, the ring can bring back life for at least a temporary amount of time, so he's pretty much run tests on her. And at some point, Bellum comes in and gives him the Infinity Ring. Oh, Bellum? Yeah, he's one of Calamity's disciples. Again, like I said in the intro, Calamity is now a character. And this is interesting because Calamity as a character and as an entity felt like, oh, it's just kind of set to us. He's not going to be an interesting character. He's not going to be a character at all. But like, no, we're going to have him as a character, which is going to be interesting for like Tegajun, Fire Candle, Bouquet, Shining Knife is going to be interesting, even as the episode rolls around. But that's interesting. And connecting Rei to Bellum and the entirety of Calamity is unique. I do like the Bellum and Rei are two completely different entities, so that means like, okay, Rei and Ichikawa has their own villain and Bellum has Kuma, which I do like that we probably going to get more of Kuma as an active like participant, because he actually hates Calamity because he actually got to fight him, so there is some past in it, so it's maybe giving Kuma way more of a character. But it is interesting moving forward, specifically with with Shining Knight. But everything around Ray, like having Riku explain to everybody his backstory and his relationship with Ray, and having Chikawa hear it. And yeah, I get it. And having her be overly emotional. How much, if you look at it from the side of our side, the audience, we watched it all. Like, we know that Riku is outly against it. We kind of get Ichikawa's entire meltdown of realizing that your best friend, or at least someone that you fought close by, like literally for the same battle, knew the person that kidnapped your sister. It's interesting. It's genuinely compelling. I am interested to see, like, okay, what's going to be now Riku and Ichikawa's relationship, how much like Riku did protect her and didn't want her to get hurt, and he wanted to prove himself that he's not on Ray's side. I am more interested to see how they're going to rebuild that relationship, because there needs to be a rebuilding of the trust. I don't believe taking a blow doesn't negate the entire, oh yeah, I knew who was the kidnapper and I didn't tell you kind of thing. Like, you see, because like if you think about it, like how much he did explain, it's like, yeah, like after I discover about his terminally ill disease that can't be cured, like he disappeared from my life, it doesn't matter. Like that worked. That would give Ichikawa a little bit more grit, because I think like Ichikawa kind of became the stereotypical girl at some point, and giving her more grit and having like this intense character to fight is great. Like, you see how intense that fight was. He was literally, when he was Magi Red, grabbing her by the fucking horn. Like, that was intense. Most of the stuff between Ichikawa, Ray, Riku, and Bellum was intense and like genuinely had some grit and some rasp in it, and it was fucking cool. And having it coincide the stupid Shining Knife and Sweet Cake being mad at each other and wanting a divorce was kind of odd, but in the end of the episode became the most, I think, fucked up thing in this show's history. And that is, we get to discover like Shining Knight and Sweet Cake's entire backstory. Sweet Cake being like super over popular. She was very pretty. Everyone in No One World wanted her, while like Shining Knife was a wonder warrior, and they just met each other and they just fell in love, and then through their love they just became one entity with two like bodies, with two kind of consciousness. Odd. But then the big revelation is Shining Knife is one of Calamity's disciples, which lore-wise I don't get, because like if I remember correctly, in episode like 12, it was before Kuma debuted. So like it was around 12 if I remember correctly. If it wasn't 12, it was 11. Tegajun kind of explained, oh, all of the bridesmaids, all the entirety of the #1 No One World is literally AI generated. It was all a creation by the Tegajun. How the fuck Shining Knife is now a disciple of the of Calamity? Like, lore-wise, it doesn't make any sense if you think about it. It's like, how? Can you explain to me? You probably can't, right? I don't know. So I'm interested what's gonna happen, because how much it was very funny, and it's like, oh, they were trying to do a divorce, they went to a lawyer, they tried to separate, they even asked for the Gozyugers, aka Tono and Kinjino, to separate them, and it didn't work. But in the end, they told their backstory, and oh my god, we fell in love again. And then when Bellium came in and pretty much said, hey, my comrades rise again, Shining Knife pretty much rose again and killed Mrs. Sweetcake. Literally, his other half is dead. And I'm interested to see how long we're going to keep, oh, like Shining Knife is going to have that suit until he actually separates. I'm interested, because that's gonna be interesting, because like he can't move the other side of his body. He's literally carrying his dead wife with him. Like, that's actually insane. Yo, that's fucked. I'm interested. Like, it's so odd that like involving Calamity, actually driving the story forward, worked. And it actually got me engaged in Gozyuger again. It's almost like sometime really trying to develop the other characters. And I'm not even saying that I hate Tono. I think Tono is not that pushed on people, which is funny. I don't know. I felt like Tono is a perfectly like well-rounded protagonist, but it's like at some point they just kind of decided, hey, let's not do anything and let's do like the funny shit. And I think like outside of like Kuma and his one episode, I don't know, like something about the middle of this show, kind of, I think around like, I don't know, like episode maybe like 20 something, this show kind of like dipped, and now we're like early 30s, so it's like we could still pick it up, we can still do shit, and now kind of introducing kind of another faction into the group and into the entire foil. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how the fuck Kon is going to be involved with all of this. Is he going to be kind of like on the side of the Tegajun, making him kind of an anti-hero alongside probably Fire Cannon and Bouquet? Is he going to be one of like the quote-unquote horsemen? I do like the idea of Calamity having a 4 horsemen. I think it's a cool visual. Or is he going to be like an entirely kind of different entity that's going to try to control the world by AI? I don't know. I don't see him being a part of like Calamity's shit because he's very AI driven, and I think Calamity's entire idea of purging the world and putting it in darkness is not really his thing. He's very much AI. I love Grok. Grok is the base and the best AI they're ever going to be. I don't know. Yeah, this episode gets a fucking A+. Congratulations, Gozyuger. That was great. Which, like, I really want to say one thing. That fight between, like, Wild Duo Red, Duo Wolf, and, like, the other, like, I think it's Changeman, Maskman, and Dynaman? That fight, and having in the background, like, Kid fight, Mr. Shining Knife. Like, I was like, oh my god, is that Gucci directed episode? No, it wasn't. That was odd. I really wanted it. But yeah, what you all thought about episode 32 of Gozyuger? Comment below, let me know. If you liked the video, please smash that like button. Hey, you want to help your subscribe button achieve its true goal of becoming a subscribe button? Please smash that subscribed button. Don't forget, you're the only one that can protect forest fires. Don't forget, you're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.